All right, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to another episode of NBA 2K14 with the Orlando Magic Association, and potentially, I guess depending on how things work out, potentially could be one of the last episodes, maybe? I'm questioning it because you never know how things are going to go. But after reading about a bunch of NBA 2K19 stuff, it feels like I might be able to move something like this over to... I mean, obviously, this isn't going to be the last one. But there's going to be, you know... looking at the way NBA 2K19 stuff works, it's going to be great. Hey, Daredevil, what's up?
Out to Orlando for Kevin Harlan, who's got the tip-off.
My voice feels lower than it usually is because that's mostly just because I woke up like half an hour ago, maybe. I basically got up, saw what time it was. I'm like, oh shit. Then made myself something to eat because I, knew I wanted something to eat, and then I kind of skipped past that. Wanted to have something to eat, made something to eat. I debated with myself for like 20 minutes while I was eating whether or not I wanted to go up to the grocery store and grab like cinnamon rolls or whatnot. Because I was like, I feel like I should have more than just what I'm eating, but I'm also too lazy to put pants on. Oh, god damn it. No. Suck it, Leitner. Finished recording your first year of college football an hour or so ago. 7-5 accurate zips, not a terrible ending to the season, no. Hey, Jack, what's up?
They played it two more times after that, so it would get them off to a really good start in the season series. Steve, I think they would love to have
but yeah, after the 2K19 news, and the fact that included in the game is going to be historical draft classes, they're pretty much doing the job for a lot of people who do historical rosters, at least a good portion of it. So yeah, there seems to be a pretty good chance, based off of how well roster makers make rosters from the 90s, because I wouldn't be opposed to having a 2K19 version of this type of deal. I looked, there didn't seem to be hardly any 96-97 rosters, at least especially not on PC, but yeah, we'll see. Nothing about 2K19. I mean, I was a little worried about it, but yeah, their My League stuff is insane. They're just sliders for everything. It's like, if you want customization, here's all this customization. Now you can actually customize the contract signing logic, the trade logic. You can customize how a player is. Where it's like, oh yeah, they'll value this, this, and this. Yeah. It sounds kind of crazy. Sliders for everything. Really? I thought that should have gone in.
Too many of their points came the easy way, Steve. You're right. On dunks and layups against the defense that didn't really.
Damn, we cannot. We're doing pretty good on the inside, but. Yeah, that combined with the fact that, you can get a lot of solid scoreboards usually. And then, being able to easily relocate teams means you can kind of move their courts and change their courts and uniforms up when you need to. As opposed to here, where I have no idea, what I have to do in order to potentially move, the Bullets to the Wizards. There's not really a set way for me to do that unless I learn hex editing. There's no real way to update courts or anything once you start up an association. Ah. Yeah, it's kind of insane to think about the fact that it's gonna be here like I forget when they said. I forgot Jordan's on the Hawks. I just like no, it's Blaylock. Jesus, he looks like Jordan. No, Jordan's on the Warriors. That's what it is. He's with Spreewell. There you go. September. I know it's early September, which is always really weird because when I started like really getting into release for NBA 2K, it was always first week in October. So it was like first week in October. That was the time to always remember to get it. And then it started getting earlier and earlier. Oh shit. Ah. And then they made it, and then they started doing early release stuff. So then it was like late September, and then last year it was like mid-September. Now it's sort of mid. It's barely even like it's not even 2 weeks into September as far as I remember. There you go. Now you have NBA Today, so you got to get it out before preseason. I mean, that's cool. I'm pretty sure they had NBA Today for a while. I mean, they had it in this game, and this had like an October release, if I remember right. Then again, they might not have cared so much about preseason stuff.
Just 4 to shoot. Out of bounds, Orlando takes possession. While we can, let's have a peek at the league's top foul shooting teams.
But yeah, just the sheer fact of like the relocation feature kind of allows you to, you don't even have to move the team. You can just change like the court and jerseys and logos and all that. Ah, damn it. That's all right. Not so much all right, but just trying to make the most of it. So, yeah, that allows you to basically change the teams. Or it's like, hey, the Washington Bullets is usually done being the Washington Bullets. It's time to make them the Wizards. You can kind of change teams to your whim. It's nice. Nah, I tried something dumb and it didn't work.
Number 10, guarded by Hardaway. He dishes it to Smith.
There we go. Hey, Ben Wallace. Or Ben Wallace, Jesus, Rasheed Wallace. I'm not even that tired. I'm a little tired because I had just woken up not too long ago, but, you know, I had a nice nap. All the sports betting shit becomes part of the My GM storyline. The sports betting shit. Like just betting in general, or is there something I'm missing? I feel like there's maybe a story that I've missed.
You talked about those turnover numbers, the lack thereof. I mean, that's impressive. This is a very well-coached, disciplined team. Number 1, Atlanta again missing. Orlando's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game.
Oh, Jesus.
And here's Alston. From Jackson.
I do gotta say, I think it was actually really weird because I think, if I remember right, in Madden, because I was doing a connected football or connected franchise, and I want to see if they fix this weird thing where, like, okay, so they had this thing in connected franchise that's pretty game breaking right now, and I don't know if they have a patch. Like, I know they have a new patch that came out, but I don't know if that it fixed it, or if it just hasn't been addressed yet. But, oh, there you go. but they have a connected franchise thing where if you're just a player and it's time to like kick a field goal or punt, they'll move the camera like as if you're off the field, but they'll still have you kick or punt. You just won't have a meter in front of you, so you're just basically blindly trying to kick. And after like a couple games of trying that, it's like, well, this is something I can't really get into right now because I'm gonna be losing games at this point, you know, based off the fact that I shouldn't be the one kicking the ball. NBA moving faster sports gambling already making a deal with MGM. Interesting. But yeah, I think in Madden I remember seeing a stat for like your XP whenever you'd make a deal like with yards or a touchdown or something. It was like, oh, these are your, you know, extra fantasy points that you've gotten. It's like, I don't know why potentially fantasy football has a spot in a Madden game. Why would my player need extra XP and give a shit about fantasy football?
That misses, so he splits the free throws. They should be in front right now, but he'll be relieved not to have come up.
I do gotta say I'm a little underwhelmed by the franchise mode because it's one of those things that I'm reading about what's going to be in 2K19. And it's like, as much as I complain sometimes about certain aspects of 2K, it really is just like head and shoulders above just about any other game that does this. It really is just... like, the relocation feature in Madden is laughable. And there's just a lot of things in there where it's like, it's laughable to deal with. And it's like, there's a lot of things I might not like 2K18 about, but I have to at least recognize, that they try, at least in comparison to EA. Yeah. Oh shit. I mean, I can attest to the fact that I don't watch a ton of football, but I have had a fantasy football team for a few years now with a bunch of guys at work. It's actually going to suck this year doing the draft because the draft is on September 2nd for our group at like 2 p.m., which is already like, okay, a Sunday at 2 p.m., that's fine. I can drag myself out of bed. The thing is, it's September 2nd. And obviously, I've talked about getting tickets to All In, which I do for September 1st. So it's going to be like a whole day thing dealing with that and coming back from Chicago after All In, and then having to get up and do the fantasy football deal. It's going to kind of suck. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I don't mostly just watch Vikings games if it comes to football. Yeah, I'm not gonna pretend like I don't I watch, like I'm one of those dudes who sits on the couch and has like 8 different games going. I'll watch the Vikings. That's about it.
Coming up this Friday, December 18th.
Other than that, I'll watch highlights of stuff.
East versus West. Make sure to catch it.
So yeah, I'm really hoping they get a good, because it seemed odd to try to find. It's also interesting to see Tim Hardaway with a Sonics jersey facing off against the Heat. Usually just have red zone on unless you can get the Eagles game. Okay.
They're really closing out aggressively, blocking shots, a key indicator of their activity.
But I mean, I got like uncles who that's their thing is like football. And I remember my mom telling me about one of my uncles when he was growing up. She would, see him with like multiple. He'd try to get like multiple TVs and have a couple of friends over to, watch like a bunch of games all day. And I think I have another uncle who does this. He's got like the season pass, or like the Sunday ticket, whatever it is, to where you basically have all these games picture in picture, and then you just switch between them. There you go. Oh. I thought having a nice, easy open... I probably should have just gone for a mid-range shot. Probably would have been a little bit easier. A little bit better. Here we go. I feel like I'm gonna maybe not regret the fact that I didn't go to the grocery store. But it's going to be one of those things where later on I'm going to be done with this, and I'm not going to feel tired enough to go to sleep immediately because of my nap, and I'm just going to be like, damn, I wish I got cinnamon rolls. I wish I got myself some on-sale cinnamon rolls. I guess I could always just go up the street to like McDonald's, get myself like a breakfast sandwich or something. I haven't done McDonald's breakfast in forever. It used to be really good in my eyes, like when I was working there. It's like I kind of hated McDonald's lunch because just but like their breakfast was always amazing. And then like I had other restaurants' breakfast, even something like Hardee's, and Hardee's like blows it out of the water. I don't think Jesus, just posterized Leitner. And I don't know about other places like Burger King or whatnot. They're probably not that great, but Hardee's is like godly.
And Steve, some of the best highlights you're ever going to see are going to come from this guy. Every time he steps on the court, there's a chance he'll perform the dunk of the season. Tries again.
But yeah, I just thought to myself, both in quality and your wallet. That's a good point. Like, Hardee's is not a place you go to. I mean, Hardee's really ever shouldn't be a place you go to all that often, but even more so the fact that, like, I go to Hardee's occasionally when I'm, like, hanging out with a buddy of mine because he lives near one. That's usually the only time I'll go, is kind of having an excuse to go there. And it is one of those things where it's like you go there to eat. Like you eat while you're there. You'll spend like $10 on a meal, but you'll eat. They're not a place that will you have to kind of actively try to go hungry after eating there. I remember one time I got like, because like they're medium drinks. It's like I forget, it was like Parks and Recreation. That's what it is. Where they were talking about like soft drink size, and it's Amy Poehler's character Leslie talking to the fast food people about their sizes. They're like, well, you have these drinks, and she's like, you have the small, which is the 64, you have the regular, which is 128 ounces, and she's like, and then and then the woman's like, well, then 50 cents more, you can get the child size. And she's like, yes, the 256 ounce child size. She's like, why is it called a child size if it's 256 ounces? She's like, well, it's roughly the size. It's roughly the amount of a 2 or 3 year old child if they were blended down and liquefied and put into a cup. Like, Jesus. But that's exactly like what Hardee's is like, where it's like if you want a small, it's going to be just damn near everyone else's, like, medium, and like their medium is everyone else's large. It's ridiculous. You know, while McDonald's decided to try to do the health thing, while McDonald's tried to do the health thing, Hardee's is like unapologetic about their stuff.
Number 10, Bibby covering.
Hardee's is like the Senran Kagura of fast food joints. Like when everyone else is kind of doing the more politically correct thing of like, oh, we'll offer, you know, some salads and you know, they do the thing where it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna do the healthy thing. Hardee's is just like, oh, I forget what the fuck they came out with. They came out with like the All-American Burger, which was just, I mean, I know their salads aren't great, but like they're at least in face value, they're trying something. But yeah, Hardee's then comes out with like an All-American Burger, and I remember the All-American Burger because it's like beef and bacon and cheese, and then to like top it all off, they had like, I think, some barbecue pork, and they took a hot dog and cut it in half and then put it on top of the burger right underneath the bun. I'm like, it's not even a necessary component, but sure.
These are the leading scores over the course of the last month.
While everyone else is kind of doing the thing, or it's like, well, we'll cater to people who maybe want to feel a little bit more health conscious. Hardee's is just like, you're going to eat this shit. It's going to be terrible for you, but you're going to fucking love it. And I sort of respect that. I sort of respect the fact that they just, yeah, I think that's why they called it the All-American, because it's obesity and the fact that there was like one of their giant hamburgers with hot dogs on top of it.
Now just a 1-point Magic lead. He's definitely got that shot in his arsenal.
Ah, balls. Got it.
Plays it up and banks it in. Wallace has got 6 points in the quarter. And as the game has gone along, they've gotten much more aggressive on the offensive boards. You know, crashing the boards is really an effort thing. It's an attitude and effort thing. And if teams get tired, they usually take a break on crashing the boards. But they've done just the opposite here.
Yeah, now I'm thinking to drive out to get Hardee's. There's no good Hardee's around me. Like the closest Hardee's that I know of is at least a good 10 minutes away. It's like kind of a rundown Hardee's. Like, it doesn't look all that nice. It's next to what is now an abandoned Toys R Us. I remember it's next to a Toys R Us, so there's a whole lot of nothing next to it. Oh. Down the street next to Jack in the Box. Oh my God. I would never have to like sit there and debate if I wanted to get out and get some food late at night. I meant to pump fake, but I guess he made it, so if we had a Jack in the Box. Jack in the Box is also very unapologetic, at least with their late night menu stuff. I remember that much. It's been probably a good 5 years since I had it, but I remember their like late night menu where it's like, listen, you can choose between like supreme chicken nuggets, this smothered burger, and everything comes with fries and a drink and tacos for some reason. I'm like, I don't even know why I want this, but I do.
Well, I tell
I just want to make Leitner look awful right now. It's kind of fun.
The more this lead will grow. He has just been unconscious this quarter.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Feeds it to Mutombo.
Whoops.
Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Pass to Smith. For three.
Oh my God, I suck.
Mutombo misses.
He's always going to have a difficult time finishing when the defense is in his face like that.
Here's Wallace.
Oh, I tried.
Had it gone in.
Advertising wake and bake hash on the Munchies menu. That's what it's called, the Munchies menu.
And coming up after the break, it'll be Damon Bruce breaking down all the highlights
Steak
from the first half of
teriyaki
play.
bowls. That sounds amazing.
Now, presented by Sprint.
If only I didn't live in like a nice neighborhood. Like if only I didn't live in a town that's in a nice neighborhood and a nice town that refuses to let things stay open beyond midnight.
A nice first half turned in by Tim Duncan.
Like we got like after like 10 p.m. You can't really get food or do any shopping or anything. You got Walmart, and that's till midnight, and then the grocery store that managed to subvert all that by being open 24 hours.
After two, he's got 6 points and has also rebounded.
Whoops.
Charlotte
Oh, well.
on top against the Nuggets over at Pepsi Center. About midway through the third out there. And another one also in progress.
Damn.
Out in Houston.
Allen Iverson already, they are just killing the Suns. The Raptors are just killing them. Why are the Supersonics only up by 3 over the Bobcats?
Three-point advantage now in the third.
Doesn't even
And
make
now we'll get you
sense.
back out to American Airlines Center. See you next halftime.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
And we return here in Big D, Dallas, Texas. Welcome back, everyone.
What the? Oh. Sorry, I had to look at something. My Twitter, my Twitter had something retweeted that had that message of. It's been a long time since I've seen that message of like, hey, this Twitter picture might contain sensitive material, so we're censoring it for you, and you have to click to see if you want to view it. And I'm like, wow, it's been a while since I've seen that.
Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give
It wasn't anything that bad either.
You know, even from here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
Yep, pretty obvious.
Oh.
Good call by the official.
This is his second trip to the free throw line.
Well, his free throw
That would be another thing.
70%.
That's like your entire timeline. Yeah.
Guys, he's slightly fallen off his pace from a year ago at the line. And
I don't blame you.
those points from the stripe,
I'm just not like, oh shit.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The match
I just don't follow like a bunch of
let's see how
fan
Madden
artists.
performed in the NBA statistics.
Maybe I should. Maybe I should start doing that.
Third in scoring. And they also show up in the top 5 in assists. They've got scores.
Hey, hey.
Now, let's talk about the shooting for a second, Clark, because you look at that number, that's impressive. And that's a direct result of having a game plan every night, being well coached, disciplined, and really working hard and being unselfish in order to get good shots.
clock at 6.
No. No.
Smith against Hardaway. Kept alive.
Oh, I suck at this.
To go.
I feel like that's another thing that if 2K19 gives me a roster, just a 96-97 roster, that'll be one of my favorite aspects of it, is the fact that I'll be able to, like, I'm kind of used to being able to not have when I'm playing this. I'm kind of used to not having my my shot timing. But like playing the more recent games, it's like I feel like it's almost casualized me. Or it's like, yeah, I'd like to have the shot timing for certain things so that I at least know what I'm looking at. Free throws are a pain in the ass.
The Magic have shot
I'd like to have a meter.
10 attempts. That's a few too many misses. And Duncan
It's casualized me.
The Hawks trail by 5. Just over a minute and a half have passed here in the third quarter.
Oh shit.
By Duncan. And up the court come the Magic.
Just run his ass over.
The 2 points. 12 points for him.
Nothing but money for him to start the half. They've made all 3 of their shot attempts.
Time call here. The Hawks decide to
Thought for a second I heard it raining, but I think it's just my fan.
Everybody down and get back into their offensive rhythm. They've been coughing up the rock an awful lot.
Here we go. I forgot if they had brought
Number 10.
flopping into this game or not. I think they did. I think flopping was in the game by this point.
And let's take a second to view a list of shooting guards who have been very dependable offensively this season. These 2 guards are the most accurate in the league. Look at Stackhouse.
Well, in tight or outside, these are all very reliable, very consistent shooters.
Ugh.
It's a safe option to put the ball in their hands and let them create something.
I don't know why I'm feeling. I think it might be heartburn, but not like bad heartburn, but I'm just feeling like inflammation. And all I had was like, I had like a sick person meal. I had some soup that I had, just some chicken noodle soup, and then some rice. That was it.
Kicks to Hardaway.
This is just maybe just talking about the sort of unhealthy foods that I want to eat has just given me heartburn.
By the Magic. Hardaway from outside. Offensive rebound. Puts up a 3.
Oh.
He's got 15.
He might not get a better look than that.
I don't know how often I might stream next week, but I'll have all next week off. I feel like I need to take at least one of those days to go to the fair.
Smith left side.
That's my idea. I want to take one of those days to go to the fair.
Duncan's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
The Iowa State Fair is pretty well known, and I don't think I went last year, so
Not helping their offense.
Back to Wallace. Hardaway covered by Smith.
I mean, if you're just gonna leave Bibby that open, well, now I'm starting to see why.
And here's what's upcoming now for the Hawks. They host the Clippers after this game. That game is the first and last of their homestand.
Yeah, and you know the fans out in L.A. really hoping for a win in that one.
Now we're 3 minutes into the 3rd quarter of play.
Have I used the 2002 draft class yet? Not yet, no.
Bibby covering. Pass to Leitner.
I think I'm on 99 right now.
Dishes
I think I'm in the 98-99 season, so the 99 draft class is what I have next.
Duncan with the block.
But this is one of those reasons why I'm honestly like
Smith's got 8 points. Now
I'm honestly like kind of excited for
He believes that if he takes
if someone does like a good roster mod for 2K19, because the fact that they're packed in, the fact that they like that was probably one of the most exciting features. Like, there's a lot of exciting features that they talked about on the My League blog for 2K19, but like my most exciting feature for me was the fact that there was going to be historical draft classes for like 1976 through like 2017. Where it's like, we got a few spaced out years for some people who, you know, were like big around that time, but we are putting draft classes in from 76 to 2017. I'm like, shit. I wonder, I think that'll be like the first time that they recognize Reggie Miller and Chris Webber in the game. Because generally the only time you could really, well, actually no, I think they had Chris Webber in. They've had Chris Webber on the like historical teams as far as I remember, but I don't think they've ever had. I don't think they ever had Reggie Miller as a part of it. Oh boy,
But they'll get another chance.
I could be wrong.
Hoiberg, guarded by Kobe.
Oh shit! There you go.
In the layup. He's got 6.
Yeah, I guess they did have Weber as part of the like 01-02 Kings, but is Reggie Miller confirmed? I don't know. Alls I know is they talked about historical draft classes between 76 and 2017. So I mean, Reggie Miller falls between that. So I mean, we'll see. I guess.
shoulder the load here for his team.
Puts the move on.
Oh God.
Can't get it to go. The Hawks trail by 8.
I just want to know about like certain guys that are gonna somehow get acknowledged because of the draft class by 2K. It's like, oh my god, like, I mean, I know obviously a lot of those guys are in older 2K games, but just the fact that, like, there's an official version of Kwame Brown or an official version of Adam Morrison. Oh, try to redo history and have like a team in 2010 with the absolute beast combination of Greg Oden and Roy Hibbert. And it's like, you're not gonna die out on me. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I'm interested in seeing like what it is. I'm interested in seeing what the draft class thing looks like too, because it's like that sounds really really cool, and they made it sound like, yeah, we just have people. If they were in the 76 to 2017 draft class, they're just available to put into a thing. So I'm like, that feels like. I don't know. Like, I mean, I assume I feel like I have to take it at face value, but I'll see what happens. Because that would really suck if it was, you know, we had to leave out X person because I don't know, there was something where they didn't. Oh my God, what are we doing? I'm gonna take a timeout. Screw it. I don't know what was going on there. It does feel too good to be true. Like it's not like rosters. Rosters would be dope, and that would be too good to be true. Draft classes don't seem too bad because you're only talking about like 65, 70 a draft class, which I mean is still a fair amount of work, but. I don't know. Like it's cautious optimism because it's like, well, this sounds like just about everything I would want, but I'd like to see what it is before they, you know, before I get like super excited. But yeah, I think they probably got my money again because I was hoping for something pretty good for them to get my money. For another 2K, and I think they did an extremely good job of that. It was like, okay, you have my attention.
So he gets the whistle, contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. It's his first trip to the line.
Well, at 89%.
It'd be interesting to see how the mentorship thing works too. That'd be really interesting to get guys who are like. I don't know how many like legends, you know, from around this time had people they were mentoring. I have no idea. Like there are sometimes people like that, but I don't know.
Coming up Wednesday, December 16th, the Los Angeles Lakers.
Man, I gotta get through the rest of this game and then like pop an antacid or something. It's the state of my the state of my body that I have to pop an antacid after eating rice.
Welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. And now we'll get a perspective here on the hustle game. How it's been going for the Magic.
Now we've seen them make that extra effort rotating from the weak side, closing out on their airspace,
fuck?
really sending shots back.
I just like look over and there's, I guess, gold chrome Funko Pops coming up.
Bibby is out there with Hardaway.
Of what?
Then it's Jeff Hornacek, and it's Wallace in at the 4 slot. That's who's out there for Orlando.
I guess I'd have to know like what Funko Pops are considered like. Is it like a top X number of Funko Pops that have it? Now I'm really wondering.
Hawks having plenty of trouble defending against Duncan.
Oh, it's a Marvel thing. Okay.
Now, interior defense.
So
that's
Ant-Man,
much
Black
that's what we've
Panther,
seen out of him.
Black Widow, Gamora, Loki, a Groot. Hang on. Come on. I clicked. Go. Go. Oh, Jesus H. Christ. Can you... Ugh.
No good on the free throw.
This is what I get for clicking off the window. It's Marvel characters. That's cool. Now let me try to actually make a free throw. There we go.
Free throw, good.
Solid gold Marvel characters sound pretty cool. I don't know if I'd need that in my life.
To Smith. And out of
I guess it'd be one of those things where it's like if I didn't have them.
and upcoming the schedule
Well, I don't particularly have them. My roommate has them, but I mean,
after this game, so they have the Thunder
they're not more expensive. It's like $12, so it's 13. It's not really that much more than.
backing him down is
It's only like $1 more than a regular one, so it's probably just a paint or a way of doing it.
and foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line.
That'd be really nice if I could get Mutombo fouled out. Probably not going to happen,
The free throw drops for Duncan.
but it'd be helpful.
Starting to convert after working his way to the line time and time again.
But yeah, I've been playing Madden 19,
Hawks shooting 38% from the
and it's like
showing for them.
dealing with the franchise mode even after like 2K18 is just one of those things where I'm just like, oh Jesus,
He earned that one. Took a hit.
is this what the other games are doing?
Yeah, fantastic.
Because I feel like I can't complain about NBA 2K anymore. With the state of the connected franchise in this game.
Kicks to Wallace. Gets the bucket. And the Magic lead by 13.
Well done.
I figured they'd like update it a little bit, and I guess they updated it a little bit, but honestly, it's like, man, the state of
Comes off the front of the rim.
doing crap in this game is ridiculous.
Pass to Duncan. Dishes to Vivian.
Ah,
Pass. Fast break for Hawks. Number 10. And time to finish the break.
Boy, nice one-man fast break on that one.
we'll just have him barrel down the.
Backing down is Wallace.
Oh, look at that!
Wallace has got 4 this
I always like those like little
Shot selection.
take a step, take the shot type layups.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Yes, Kevin. Well, the Hawks coach had some advice for his team over that last break. He was emphatic. We're not getting it done, fellas. We've simply got to step up, get engaged, and try to battle back. Guys, we'll
Yeah.
save the pep talk.
Last thing I want to do is like praise 2K19 too much though, because I feel like something will happen to make that age poorly. Where I'm just sitting here going, God damn, I can't wait for 2K19. It sounds amazing, and then like 6 months later, it's like
Stackhouse.
it's just one of those things. I'd be sitting here going, they learned nothing from 2K18. Somehow they put all this in, and it's just broken, and it constantly crashes.
Down is puts it up.
Oh.
Atlanta takes possession. Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of
I feel like that would just do it right there. Yeah, custom draft classes where it's like, hey, there's custom draft classes. I'm like, congratulations, you're on par from like for NBA from like
free from the field to get the fourth quarter.
5 years ago. And like even the indie games have that now. Like Axis Football 17
He's up against
is, barely worth like $20. I paid $20. They had custom draft classes. You can't even trade in the game.
by 15.
I don't think you can trade until next year's game coming up probably in like next month. But it's like, man, you can't even really trade in the game, but
Guys, he shot
they have custom draft classes
today, and they've needed it.
for like 15, 20 years.
Him in there. A beautiful
Oh my god.
the Magic lead by 15.
The big boy is putting in the work.
They don't have any effort, any purpose.
And it's really costing them. I mean, the last 5
Now, if only they could do something about, I don't know, relocation or stuff like that. From what I heard, a lot of that stuff now, it could just be like people like basically being apologists for EA and their bullshit. And I also feel a little dirty about that, just because it is an EA product, and I haven't spent money in quite a while on an EA game. So I feel a little dirty about that, because it's like, oh man.
Number 10, Bibby covering. Number 10, no good from outside.
But yeah, like there was a lot of things where it's like, oh man, why does the relocation feature suck? Why did they do it like 5 years ago and never change it? And they're like, oh, it's not EA, it's actually the NFL. They want only certain cities and teams to be added. I'm like, that feels like an odd thing for the NFL to give a shit about. I guess I wouldn't doubt it. I don't know. Yeah, modding will make things better, but yeah, we gotta wait a little bit for that. But it's like, oh yeah, that's not EA's fault. I'm like, I know the NFL is like got to stick up their ass with a lot of things, but I feel like they wouldn't care that much about people like making their own teams and relocating them in cities that would kind of matter. I actually, the big pain in the ass was like I was trying to find teams that you could relocate because their stadium was so bad. The Buffalo Bills is one of them. And like usually you have like teams to pick from. Like usually you have about 3 or 4 teams where it's like, oh yeah, people want this, or this team. And like they do it for most of the cities, but like I tried moving them to St. Louis. And they didn't have any teams. Like it was just, yeah, if you want to be the Buffalo Bills and move your team to St. Louis, it doesn't matter if you move there because you have to be the St. Louis Bills. I'm like, well, that's really dumb. It's not at all why I wanted to move back there. Yeah. But yeah, I feel like after playing a little bit of Connected Franchise, there's not a whole lot of complaints that I have about my league, and the fact that they've taken the story part out of my GM. Well, you can have story mode or non-story mode. Like they'll still have it, but you can choose to turn it off, which will be really cool. But I feel like if I do anything, it'll be my league because I'd like control over my league. I just realized I don't really have to go very hard because we're already up by 16.
Here's the screen. There's the triple. But they get it back.
There's another opportunity. Everything's going right for these guys.
Yeah, like I remember when like the new NFL Blitz came out, and I'm like, this is really cool, and they're like, oh yeah, you can't. I mean, it's probably because they don't want to acknowledge concussions. So like when you have injuries, I don't even think in Madden you can even get a concussion in the game. Or they might call it something other than a concussion, but I don't think I've ever seen a concussion happen in a Madden game because it's just like because of the lawsuits and stuff like that. They don't want to acknowledge that concussions happen. Oh, that was a little meh. Cool. But yeah, I remember when the new NFL Blitz came out, and they're like, oh, you can't do like the after play hits. I'm like, that's a part of Madden. Why are you ripping out a part of Madden? Like, the fun of Madden was, oh, the guy got tackled, and now you can throw like half your team and pile on him after the play's over. Like, that was fun. Why did you have to take out fun, NFL? Because you don't want to acknowledge concussions. Because you're getting sued. Ah, shit. Hey.
Check out the game Dikembe Mutombo is having. He has 9 rebounds and a pair of blocks to go along with those.
Well, anytime they've needed him, he's come through defensively.
I'm gonna need
He's
some
had a
water
major
after
impact
this.
on this game.
The free throw drops for Mutombo. Smith checked in for Kobe.
Yeah, old Blitz was cool.
So he hits 1 of 2 from the
Oh, shit. Shit.
Hard to chip away at a lead when you're leaving points at the line.
We have to see that one again. Jesus Christ. Okay. So, to recap, he went for it. I jumped too early, so it bounced off his forearms as he tried to come down with the ball, and then Rashid tried to get it, and it bounced off his forehead and out. Jesus.
Here's Smith.
Yeah, if they took measures from the start.
Run an inbounds play any better than that.
I know they're kind of doing something against it because I guess they changed how kickoffs work this year. Like, I remember seeing that where they're like, oh yeah, you can't actually get a running start until after the kick is off. I'm like, yeah, but that still doesn't change the fact that they're still kind of running at each other pretty hard. Why can't you just automatically start them at like the 25? It'll be fine.
And this game is finally getting away from them.
Yep, it has gotten away. There's not really anything they can do now.
I mean, I guess the one thing would be like strategic punting.
Started, and a better job finishing it off.
So that would be a thing. They kind of take away that and the onside kick.
Covered by Mutombo.
So that's probably why.
Hardaway from outside.
Hey.
Pretty good about this win tonight, guys. Defending their home floor.
Yeah, and just riding it out here now. I mean,
You're
they
close to
get it
getting rid of
done
kickoffs altogether.
So it's
Well, that's interesting.
big margin. You know, Clark, every team has a bad night, and these guys might want
I'd honestly be amazed if that happened, where it's like, John.
Well, this is one of those dreamlike
If they got rid of kickoffs, I swear to God, John Boyce would go from
This is Kevin Harlan thanking you.
the most popular guy on SB Nation to like game-changing journalist. Like that would like solidify his name right there. Like, well, we didn't think about it until this redhead guy talked about this proposal and gave some good points. Damn, everyone's kind of spread out in that. Rasheed Wallace, Sharif, all of them kind of got a good spread of points there. Minor mods for it nowadays. That's cool. The new NFL Blitz or something else? I would like to see that. I would like to see like a version of like NFL Blitz or whatnot having mods. A lot of those arcade games, no one ever bothered to like make. Oh, the old one. Okay. As I say, a lot of those old games, like modders, never really the arcade ones. They never really bothered to modify. The increasingly slimming chance of there being a return touchdown. Yeah. Just about the only time you ever really see one is if your name is Cordero Patterson. At this point, they've kind of made it so like, and now like Cordero I don't know how he did last year. I had the highest of hopes for him in Minnesota, and then he kind of crashed and burned. I don't know if he did better in, I think it was Oakland he went to. Kenny Anderson, Tariq Abdul-Wahad. Wahad would be cool, but like he's only 1 star in this, which seems odd. Oh, I think that's a different guy that I'm thinking about. I can't remember now. I remember there being an Abdul-Wahad, but not a 67 overall guy. I thought there was a guy who was also like, oh, I think I'm thinking Abdul Rauf, because he's pretty good. But yeah, you're trying to. Kenny Anderson would be cool, but like not for Cato and Mayberry. That's just no. I like Cato. I like Mayberry. All right, give me like. I don't want to like start the game and then like go. Give me like just give me like 2-3 minutes to like refill my water because I don't know, my mouth has been dry. I want to make sure I don't have to talk for like another 45 minutes to an hour before I switch games. So yeah, I'll just be right back. Oh, there we go. All right. I don't think it's that cold. Nah, it's cold enough. I'm trying to cut back on soda. It's pretty much non-existent except for things that give me caffeine. Like, I still haven't completely cut it out because of Pepsi Max. But, I mean, other than that, I'm generally not drinking it anymore. I'm pretty big into water enhancers now. Hey, perfect timing, stay hydrated, bot. I've been doing a lot of water enhancers now because it's just that's more along the lines of what I'm trying. I literally have like 6 half-empty water enhancers sitting on top of my fridge.
As tip-off approaches.
All right. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna start this up, and I'm gonna grab antacid real quick.
Greetings and best wishes for a happy holiday season from all of us at 2K Sports as we get set for this NBA presentation. This is Kevin Holland alongside Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. Doris Burke will be reporting from the sidelines. A quick check now at the starting 5 for both teams. And guys, what are we going to be looking for in this one from Alonzo Mourning?
Their whole defense is better just with him being out there, Kevin. His ability to know exactly what's going on, to communicate, to be in the right position. And he's a great example for his teammates.
I'm probably just going to be quiet for like a minute while I just chew this real quick.
The ability to score even with defenders draped all over him. He's so strong around the goal.
Last outing for Orlando. They won that game again, and that was a close call. They pulled it out with a win and just 2 points at that, but it wasn't easy.
Well, Kevin, they constructed a perfect offensive game plan going into that game, and it was quickly apparent
There we go.
powerless the defense was to stop it.
Powerless is a good way to put it, Steve. We're unlikely to see that many uncontested
So yeah,
passes.
I've been doing a bunch of water enhancers. Plus, ever since I moved in, we've had this giant Brita filter tank. Like it's like a pitcher, but it's like 2 or 3 pitchers in a big thing that has like a nice little spigot and all that. Like it's crazy how much bigger. It probably holds like a good 2-3 gallons. Probably holds about 2 gallons. and like you literally just pour it into this huge basin type thing, and it just has a Brita filter you can stick in the middle of it. It's really nice. I like it. But yeah, I gotta say, like, I like 2K14, but if 2K19 can deliver on, if someone who does 2K19 can deliver on a good roster for PC, I'll probably move it over.
For Orlando, they have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2.
Stop scratching at the carpet.
Free throw, no good.
My roommate had no idea that his cat was like, whenever she tries to get into my room,
Good on the second free throw.
she's at a point where,
For Miami,
like, meowing doesn't work because I don't give a shit. Like, I'm streaming. If I let her in right now, like, the first thing she'd do is like jump up in my lap and then just start like rubbing herself up against the microphone, and it'll just sound awful. Like, all you would hear is like static and me yelling at the cat. She does not give a shit about anything. So I just don't let her in. But she tries to get in by like scratching at the door jamb. Like that little piece of wood where like the door shuts into.
he goes up again.
She like scratches at the really bottom of it and has started like stripping the part of the wood and everything and fraying it.
Yep, pretty obvious. And a good call
And then
by
she
the
also has started to like pull up part of the carpet because she's just like clawing at the carpet like she's trying to dig underneath of it. And I like checked and it's like pulling up fibers and everything. It's ridiculous. There's just like pieces of carpet that have been pulled up from her clawing at it like a mental patient. All because she wants to like hang out underneath my bed or sit in my windowsill.
They'll be facing one of the best post players ever to play the game, Tim Duncan. Coach told me that even though Timmy
Wow.
is physically gifted,
High praise to put on Tim Duncan in only his second year. One of the best postmen to play the game, huh?
one of the smartest players to ever play and always makes the right decision. We can't be lazy around him.
All right, Doris.
I would love to see if I'd love to see if these if the what is it, the historical draft classes for 2K19 like factor in how they play now, like how they played over the course of their career, like, because obviously Kwame Brown and Adam Morrison were highly sought after guys. Like, Adam Morrison came off of like a really great run at Gonzaga. I believe it was Gonzaga. And like, he was highly sought after and considered like a potential like really high up talent. He just sort of busted. And I'm wondering if like the 2K19 draft class is going to put that in there, or if they're going to like have the idea of, okay, I wonder, like, maybe that's what the intangibles deal is usually for a lot of these games, where it's like the possibility of them being a bust. Because I feel like sometimes they don't have that. Like, they don't have a lot of those. Like, everyone's got like the progression system, but like sometimes I feel like there should almost be a sort of stat where it's like the possibility of them being like a bust and not living up to their potential, depending on like who's teaching them. So I'm wondering if they'll have something like that, like where it's like, oh, you're gonna get Adam Morrison, and he's like an amazing starter, like an amazing center, and he could be amazing given the right push, or he could be a bust. Or I wonder if they're just gonna factor that in, like, oh no, he's definitely gonna be a bust. Like, his potential's only so low. It's like, yeah, but when you drafted him, when he was first drafted, he wasn't considered a bust. Oh, Jesus.
That'll be his second foul of the game.
And they're one away now from being in the
Just a nice little tackle by Tim Duncan to Alonzo Mourning.
The next one sends them to the line.
The Magic making a switch here.
Wow, did Mike Bibby just get like just get his ankles broken on a non like isolation play?
Brown
Why is my center guarding
Morning's got 6.
the goddamn point guard?
Magic have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game.
Oh, that one. Almost. That one could have been cool, but wasn't.
A brief look while we had the chance of a few of the hottest big men in the NBA. The leaders among centers and power forwards in field goal percentage during the last month.
Yeah, he averaged a lot. Like, I like how in this game,
Just over 3.5.
you know, Christian Laettner was highly sought after. So he's considered really good. Now, the fact is that he's with the team that, you know, he ended up kind of crashing and burning. But,
First basket of the night.
you know, or he could be doing what he did in this game, where he ends up like doing quite well for himself because he was in a system and a degree of teaching that allows him to be that way. Like, look how Hardaway's been for us. I kind of helped develop his, you know, a lot of the training camps. I helped develop his, not his consistency, but like his injury rating to keep him from getting injured too much. And as you can see, he's been going, and I think he went all last season without really getting injured, which is something that is a rare thing for a Penny Hardaway. Penny Hardaway is generally not a go a full season without getting injured guy. But like after that first big injury, I started like really focusing on trying to upgrade his injury rating. Damn, was that a moving three?
If you give him that much space.
And Miami calls their first time.
Mike Bibby, man.
Last time these two clubs came together was also in this
I don't remember if 2K18 had it. I'm sure they did, but yeah, I need some like old school scoreboards for 2K19. That's gonna be a necessary thing if I can do like a mid-90s run through there. I need a NBA on NBC scoreboard.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
Over these last 10 games on the Magic schedule, this is
You know what they do need to do, and I don't know if they'll do it, but 2K, I feel like they should almost make it so you can really mess with, like you could fully customize the court.
Those shooting numbers that you just talked about.
Like if you remember when we played on the Rockets court, like the old school Rockets court had like a huge design of like a rocket taken off from like the sideline. Like that's cool, but you can't really recreate that in 2K. I would love to see if you could customize a full court, or even try to do something like they do in NCAA courts. Like I think Oregon was one of the big teams that redid their NCAA court, where like most of the court is at one shade of tan, and then like there's another shade of tan along the edges of the court in Oregon that look like trees. Yeah, conditioning camp, yeah.
But I'd be lying if I said I thought they'd take this big a leap. It's been a huge bounce back for them.
Yeah, you're not alone.
Oh.
There were very few people that believed in them. I know I didn't, but you know, the fact of the matter is they believe.
But yeah, I want to see those. Oh yeah, the big thing. The big thing was creating your own. Oh yeah, the Sixers 2000 court. I can't quite remember that one. I don't. For some reason, all I mostly remember is the Rockets court. I think there was a lot of other ones. I think the Charlotte Hornets back then had a pretty creative one.
Divvy kicks to Alston. Rocket 6.
Oh shit! Oh, got it. There you go.
Alston's got his first points in this one.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like you can kind of sort of create this, but like I like the idea of being able to import logos and stuff for the edges as well, because you can't really remake this exactly in this game. Like to have the Miami Heat thing on there, the Miami Arena.
I don't think there's any question which team came out with more energy and enthusiasm.
But we haven't had many of those today, have we? We haven't really had a lot of A+ shots that didn't go down. I realize it's maybe the second at the most. I think there might have been one that was like an A+ shot that should have gone down that didn't, but other than that.
On his way to the rim.
dishes it to Hornacek and stolen.
I mean, we're still doing okay. We'll make it work. I feel like that's all they really need now. Like WWE 2K lets you go ham with making arenas. Almost a little too ham with the fact is like you can upload like 15 different logos and just put them all over the place.
Well, those are some very easy points if you can get them.
Well, and like Clark said, they have been getting them, not necessarily all on putback dunks, but a lot of...
Oh yeah, they got Steve Nash too.
And the Magic making a change here.
I'm looking at the names. They don't really got a lot of names that I would well, I guess now they got the bench guys out, but oh, what the hell.
Orlando keeps possession.
I guess they mostly got like bench guys out there right now, but it's just like, man, this should be not difficult. Ah.
They've been excellent at not allowing any good second chances.
Hey guys, what do you think about the offensive?
This has been rough. This has been just a little bit rough. Oops.
So far. Putbacks are very valuable, and they're getting some.
Well, the other thing I like is defensively, they're causing turnovers, and that's allowing them to get into transition.
106 left here in the first quarter.
Oh no, that's not who should have had it. God damn it.
Turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some
There you go, Bibby. Bibby can make him. I wonder if it's a consistency thing, because I think Hoiberg's stats and consistency are still pretty decent too. Because I feel like that's the stat that makes him miss these shots. Because I think he's legitimately like somewhere between like an 85 and a 95 in 3 points. So like he should be making most of them, but he only seems to make, he seems pretty average. He makes about the average amount, which really, for someone of his stats as a 3-point shooter, should not be like that. So I feel like it's got to be a consistency thing. Like Bibby can hit them with a lot of consistency if you give him good enough shots. Mayberry does pretty good too at hitting them. I haven't tried out Hornacek that much. I feel like I should. Hornacek's... I don't know why I don't use Hornacek more. I think he's mostly just a pass guy at this point. He's at the end of his career. It doesn't matter.
Spend your Christmas day with the NBA. The Miami Heat take on
These poor schmucks who got to work on Christmas Day.
Don't miss it.
One of the things that always gets me about these teams is just how 90s some of these logos are.
This team has done a nice job on the glass. I think that's how they've built this lead. They've been very
Like,
physical.
man, the Pistons logo. Like they went back to like a revamped version of their old logo because like their logo during this era was like it's one of those things that's cool at the time, but it's like, man, that's kind of an ugly logo.
As a team.
And guys, that's really an upgrade over how they shot last season. Not a huge upgrade, but an upgrade nonetheless.
This is how the floor looks for the Magic start in the second. Nash, the pass to Morning.
Yeah.
Nash picking up the assists. Morning's got 10 points.
Hey, speaking of Mayberry, let's give him a shot out there.
Number 11.
Just there you go.
Yeah, something that makes him hard.
I like how willy-nilly we're able to just kind of like fire off a 3-point shot and make it, because once you kind of like specialize into that,
He is on the floor at all times.
it's great.
Premier catch and shoot guys.
Get that out of here.
There's no question about it.
I feel like that should have been considered goaltending. I feel like if this were a later game, that would have absolutely been goaltending.
They have yet to miss in 7 attempts. The Magic making a switch here. Hornacek's checked in. Orlando's gotten a success rate of just over 50% from three-point tonight. 4 of 7 shooting. Here's
Oh, why did he go so far backwards? Hawks or Sixers? Who had more logos changes? It's probably the Sixers. I'm trying to think.
It's all about team basketball with them.
You know, Steve, the court vision all of these players possess is outstanding.
Maybe the Hawks. Man, I'm kind of confused. Right? I think the Sixers probably had more.
They all have it in
Because the Hawks, I don't know. I feel like even more than that was the Mavericks. I feel like the Mavericks had quite a few.
And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation.
Kevin, let's check out how Miami stacked up in the league stats over the last month. First in block, second in assists, and they also show up as a top 5 rebounding team.
And to me, what jumps out is the blocks, because they're an intimidating team. They really control the paint. They like to physically dominate their opponent. And when they do that, and they get a lot of block shots, obviously it gives their
Come on, Rashid. Come on, Rashid.
And he was camped in the league.
Ah.
And upcoming the schedule for the Orlando Magic. They get to take on the Bulls at Chicago after this one. That'll be the second of this 2-game road trip.
Yeah, and you know the fans out in L.A. really hoping for a win in that one.
That was a lot of things right there that felt really weird. They're like, oh yeah, they're taking on the Bulls at Chicago. It's like, I didn't see Chicago in there. Just take a timeout. Yeah, it gets glitchy. This is another reason why I'm hoping for 2K19 to have something. That, and I want to like freely move around. Like I want to move around and change the teams up a little more freely. Like even if it starts here with like the 29 teams, and then you have to add like a mystery 30th team, where it's like, oh, the Charlotte Hornets were a thing, and then maybe I could choose like, I'm not gonna make a Bobcats team. I'm just gonna have, you know, New Orleans be a team, and then maybe I'll add like a St. Louis team. Like, I would love to be able to have... Oh, shit, Sharif. Oh, my God. Damn. Damn. Timmy. We can't squander this. Boom. Mavs only had 3 different designs. Okay. I wasn't sure. I know they've had a few design changes, but yeah, I guess they probably only had some major ones. I just remember the fact that they've changed up their logos quite a bit. But yeah, Sixers and Hawks. I want to say the Sixers because the Hawks at least had like some half-decent logos. Like I feel like the Sixers logo at this time, like during the Allen Iverson days, was like pretty ugly. It was one of those things where it kind of looks cool at the time, but it's like, man, that's iffy. That's pretty iffy for a logo. Like the late '90s, early 2000s Sixers logo was just, But yeah, I would love to. I think that's a big thing. What I want to is because, like I said, this game. Like, you can have the logo, you can have the rosters and logos and stuff, but, like, I really want to be able to kind of, like, change and move teams around, because this is going to get to a point where, like, we're in the mid-2000s if I keep doing this, and there's still the Washington Bullets, and I can never change away from the Bullets. Jesus Christ. You know what? I'm kind of enjoying this whole Tim Duncan tackles Alonzo Mourning on accident. Maybe we can injure Alonzo like this. But yeah, I'd like to change that. Maybe keep Seattle from moving. I mean, but maybe you could still add like an Oklahoma City team. Like just add in an expansion where it's like, oh, we're gonna add in a 32nd team, Oklahoma City, and then we'll have like a New Orleans team. Ah, hey! Black with blue alternates. We're supposedly a patriotic team. Weird for supposedly, yeah.
Well, he's watching his club miss a lot of shots that they normally make, and that has to be be frustrating. So I think he's going to
Trying to think if there's anyone else who had a lot of logo changes.
Sometimes that's the best solution for them, but ultimately I think they'll be able to shoot themselves out of this.
I don't think so.
But in the meantime, maybe getting to the free throw line will help.
Football's generally a bit stranger with that. Football's had... Well, no, I was going to say the Nuggets, but I'm like, no, the Nuggets haven't.
Here's Weatherspoon. Tough call there.
Oh, Jesus.
For the defense.
But you know, I think you
I like this. I like this beat the shit out of the Heat's Big Men Day.
The Magic making a switch here.
This is a holiday that I can get behind. Remember to bring your entire body weight down on an Alonzo morning today. Or I forget who the other guy is.
And Nash gets double
Tim Duncan just starts flying at morning. Happy beat the shit out of a Miami Heat center day. Pow.
tries again. Morning's Morning's got 14 points for the game.
And fellas, in this quarter, he's improved on what was already.
Oh shit. Oh damn it. That would have been nice.
And lots of contact there.
PJ Brown, that's who it was.
Let's pause for a moment to show you the teams that have been the best on the glass over the course of the month. The Heat in fifth.
I like how this team.
I like how the Bullets are so good at rebounds. They just can't. They just can't make the points happen, as far as I know.
On the first. And Orlando
I don't know. Maybe the Bullets are doing better in this game. I didn't see. Golly.
The Heat leading by 3. Back to Smith.
Up.
Nash dishes to Smith. That's blocked
Nope.
away. And they force
Aww. I had the ball in my hands. Just let it go. Let him fast break.
Steve Nash. Third in assists, third in free throw.
I mean, this is not really surprising for a Steve Nash.
He's ranked in the top 15.
And Steve, let's mention his top 3 assist ranking again. I mean, he is so motivated to get his teammates the ball in the best spot possible. I think that's what he gets the most.
Hey.
That's what drives him.
Suck it, Alonzo.
That's his second personal foul. It probably puts him
This has got to be frustrating. Like, yeah, we've gotten a couple of fouls on him.
so far.
But, like, more importantly, we've been doing it while we've been throwing our ball sacks in his face. He's got to be at least a little frustrated by that.
Brown. Wallace on him. Good ball movement here by the Heat. Here's McCarty. Cans the shot. from
Damn.
And the Heat lead by 3.
How about that shot? Off
Oh,
the hand with the
damn
guy
it.
all over him.
Smith with it. Now guarded by Hornacek. There's the pass to Smith. Here's McCarty.
I was going to say, if he made that, oh my God, why are we so terrible at rebounding sometimes?
big lead. This team continues to be quick to the ball.
Yeah, speaking of 2K games, I know that there was a lot of people who were like not happy about the NBA playgrounds being NBA 2K playgrounds. They're like, God damn it, now we got to deal with VC. Like, I don't think there are a lot of people who are big NBA playgrounds fans anyway.
First one to react to that miss.
Tim Duncan has
A hustle play on the
four goddamn, really?
Shooting free throws tonight.
Has 4 fouls already. Christ. But, like, I remember a lot of people not happy with NBA playgrounds in the first place. And then it's like, well, I guess it's not going to get any better because 2K has it.
You know, his ability is matched only by his energy, guys. I mean, he's usually in the middle of everything for his team.
Anderson outside. Pass to Armstrong. Smith outside.
Oh, yeah, I guess Smash was the thing
The dish to Brown.
yesterday. I guess it's still technically today because I don't consider it a day until I've gone to sleep. And, yes, I did take a nap, but...
Here's Hoiberg. Yes, and it's Hardaway picking up the assist.
I knew there were a lot of people who are going to get excited about King K. Rool, despite the fact I don't think he's been around for like 20 years. But I think there's been enough people who played Donkey Kong Country that they're excited about it. I do like the fact that you could like kind of easily tell the younger and older generation of people.
Again, the miss by the
Oh.
Heat.
Well, I think he kind of alligator armed that one. Short stroke.
You can kind of tell the younger and older generation by like A, their excitement level for King K. Rool and Smash,
Stay tuned for the halftime show at
and
the
then
Cruise
B,
for highlights of the
their
first
excitement level for Simon Belmont.
Now,
Because
presented
I don't
by
remember the last time there was a Castlevania game.
It's Wednesday night at the 2K Sports Studio, and this is the halftime report.
I think it's been a little while since there's been an actual Castlevania game.
Looking to get stronger by the game.
Let me see.
Alonzo Mourning, it's been too easy against the Magic. He's got 14 points, and the looks have been coming for him. A great shooting percentage from the floor and the line. And for Orlando,
I'm trying to
they're
see
looking good in their own right. They've
games.
held tough defensively. Great
Okay,
win
because
for
they've had some games. They have had some recent games. But, like, I think when people think about the Castlevania games, they're not really thinking about
And now, let's check out
some of
the other
these,
games still to
like,
come. Out at Bradley
mobile
Center, the Bucks are in a
games
close game
or
against Chicago. About
WiiWare
midway through the third
games. Oh,
And
my
another
God.
also in progress for the Suns at US
Or
Air
whatever
Force
some of
Center,
these
we
new
find them
games are.
trailing to
Generally, it's like the
Washington,
older
trying to get rid
ones.
of a 7-point deficit there in the third. And here's a look at the other NBA
Rip
action from
Luigi.
around the
Oh,
league.
my God. That
Charlotte
was...
Hornets trailing the Rockets out
I'm like...
big deficit to
I
make up
love
for them in the
any
second
reaction that I saw where people just like, are we not going to talk about the fact that Luigi is fucking dead?
halftime report presented by Sprint.
Are we not going to mention the fact that Luigi just literally got killed?
as more basketball is on.
I feel like that's the running thing now, is like the beloved. Because like Mario pretty much got his neck snapped in the Ridley thing. So it's like we're going to take the most popular characters and we're just going to kill them for the sake of like these secondary characters that people wanted.
That's a good place to get them. You know, they don't come easier than that, but you've got to get yourself there first.
And now let's check out the lineups. courtesy
I did like the trolling job in the King K. Rool trailer though.
and for Miami, looking who
Like
they got out there.
like there was a dude that I watched, like his whole reaction, like he pretty much the entire time was just talking about King K. Rool. He's like, King K. Rool better be in. And then they showed like the little crocodile thing as the assist trophy. He's like, King K. Rool has to be in. They can't not do that and like not have King K. Rool in. And then like when they started doing it, he's like, this is it. This is King K. Rool. And then like opens up the robe and it's DDD, and like the face, like he got the absolute jebaiting that happened and the look on his face when he saw King DDD's face.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
It made me laugh so hard because it's like, yes, King K. Rool. And then he just like slinks down into his chair. I'm like, yeah, but they can't. It's like they're gonna troll you, but they'll still do it. Like, I feel like that's been every trailer, is either like a really, really hype thing or been some sort of troll.
He feeds it to Mourning. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right side.
Yeah, put the newcomers, put that young up and comer King K. Rool over, brother.
Himself to try to get his club out of this hole.
This offense's first miss after
Mario's been on top for too long without a heel turn. Everyone's starting to turn against him.
Nash with it. Averaging 18.
I wish you could do that with like video game characters. I guess you could. But the idea of like, hey man, they've been stale, like just make it like wrestling. Where it's like they've been stale baby faces for so long, it's time for Mario to do something a little bit different. It's time for that heel turn. Now he's gonna capture like Daisy, and now it's up to Luigi to fight his brother,
mindset right now.
which honestly was probably
Admire and respect. I mean, it's led to a lot of
more thought than most Mario games. But then again, like, the storyline isn't generally a reason why people play Mario games. But like, I just heel Mario dressed in black. He can wear like one of the costumes in from like Odyssey. That's more of like a suit or something.
To see those kinds of scoring numbers from the point guard position is crazy.
Yeah, it's wacko. That's sort of the era we're in right now, though. A point guard
I guess they kind of tried to do that with Sonic. Sonic was always supposed to be that like cool hip guy. So like then I guess that's kind of why they created Shadow. But then they also tried to like edgeify Sonic with certain other games as well. They're like, now he's a werewolf and he claws people. It's like, Shadow was there to be the edgy version of Sonic. He rides a motorcycle and has guns. It's like, that's the most 90s thing ever. I know that's what pissed a lot of people off, is the fact that Shadow hasn't been like, that was a topic of discussion that I saw on a Smash Brothers thing today or yesterday, I guess, when I was at work, where it was like, man, they haven't announced Shadow. And they're like, oh, well, they announced Knuckles as a assist trophy, but they didn't announce Shadow, so it's only a matter of time before they announce Shadow. And then it's like, no, man, if they announce Shadow, he better not be an Echo Fighter for Sonic. And it's like, why? It's like, because he can have guns, man. He's way different than Sonic. I'm like, not really. Like, okay, like, I feel like they think Echo Fighters are going to be the exact same. And it's like they might just do the Echo Fighter thing but give him slightly different moves. But, like, other than that, he's kind of the same. Other than he doesn't do, like, the bouncing, like, some of the bouncing stuff that Sonic does. He does, like, the Chaos Control instead. And then you can give him some guns. Like, it's not... He's not really that much different. But there was a lot of people being like, if they put Shadow in the game, he's too much... oh, my God. Fucking Rashid. That was Rashid, wasn't it? Who just kind of went up and just smacked that shit away. Jesus Christ. That was Sheed, wasn't it? Yeah, that was Sheed who just went up and was like, get the fuck out of here with your alley-oop. But yeah, it's like Knuckles is way different. Knuckles is like a way different character than Sonic, but I bet you they'd still probably make him an Echo Fighter.
Number 50 and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line of 2-2. Tim Duncan picks one up. What do you guys think so far about the offensive?
Who the fuck is that with the hair? Oh, Fish. Okay. I feel like he didn't. Oh my God. Every time. Yeah, it's like, do you really want to be reminded of that awful game? The fact that he has guns. Although the cool thing would be is if they actually did put Shadow in, they'd probably have to put a stage from the game in there, and then they'd have to put in that like edgy music. Even then, when it should just be an easy shot, it's just a mid-range jumper.
And that one falls for Bibby.
They got to keep fighting their way to the line, guys. This half has been nothing but success for them there.
And their confidence has to just continue to go
There we
up
go.
the longer their perfection continues.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah. I am all of me. I am all that I am. I was trying to remember like the song and I couldn't remember the lyrics.
Morning's got 6 points in the quarter.
He can finish in the post. That's one thing we know.
I am all that I am. It's like, what the fuck does that mean?
Bibby to the middle. And he goes up strong with one hand and fires it down.
Oh my God, I haven't played that game in so long.
And we know he's capable of those memorable dunks.
But you know they've got a nice lead.
But I used to be such a Sonic nerd at the time. Like, I played Sonic Adventure 2 Battle was my shit. Like, I had a friend of mine who was like really good at it, and I started to get really good at it, and that would be like, it's amazing because there's not that many levels in it. But we both really got really good at racing each other in Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, and that we spent so much time on that.
4 on the clock. Fades away. And another basket for Miami.
Just remembering Shadow being, "Let me show you my real power."
He just picked up his
Aw.
fourth personal foul. And now he's got some foul trouble hanging over his head, guys.
You think you got some foul trouble hanging over your head? Here comes Mr. Foul Trouble himself. I like how they even focused on him.
And he can't
Oh,
get the second
God.
one to drop either. Coming up empty that time. The Heat shooting is leaving something to be desired. Just 36% here in the third quarter. And the shot is good.
They are not rotating nearly quickly enough on defense down low. Got to get quicker there.
And even if it costs them some foul trouble, I mean, they need to start putting some bodies on bodies. Be physical.
I do remember though, like Shadow was a fairly, he's a popular enough character. It feels weird that after one failed Shadow the Hedgehog game, they like completely dropped the idea of doing another Shadow the Hedgehog game. But there was how many shit games of Sonic at that time that they were trying to find?
Back to Smith from outside the arc. And it's good.
Like, I remember, I didn't play much of it, but I remember, like, sort of playing, what was it, Sonic and the Black Knight?
Making a single one before the halftime.
And a foul called on the shot. Got him
I think it was Sonic and the Black Knight. It was that Wii game where he had a sword. And it's like, why is this a thing? This is not Sonic. I'm glad they don't like canonize that. Can you imagine like a Sonic the Hedgehog in Smash that has like a special version where he turns into like a hedgehog werewolf and starts clawing at people, or like another one where he just has a sword and wears a knight helmet? Like, can you imagine if they like canonize some of those shit games and put it in Smash? That'd be kind of funny though on Nintendo's part. Like, hey, we're gonna give you the Sonic version that you all wanted. We're gonna give you Sonic Unleashed version.
It's really all over.
into Tim Duncan.
I thought he had it.
Boy, have they been hitting the glass hard or what? Kind of surprising it's such a tight game.
Can't make a more cringy Sonic game at this point. Yeah.
Like that and not have it pay
I don't even know what Sonic Forces was like. I remember seeing it and I was like, it looks like any other Sonic game that they've tried to come out with that's like fairly mediocre. And then of course the next thing I know is it's like, yeah, it's a fairly mediocre Sonic game. And that came like right on the heels of like the fans that got, like the fan modders that got hired as part of the Sonic team to make Sonic Mania. And it was like, this is what Sonic should be. And I remember the reviews were basically like, this is what Sonic games should be. And then they came out with, like months later, they came out with Sonic Forces, and they're like, yeah, same shit that we don't need to have. Can we just do more Sonic Mania? Sonic Generations 1.5. I mean, that sounds cool because I actually liked Sonic Generations. Probably because they were at least trying to do like old version Sonic. I remember liking it. The story was kind of stupid, but like the gameplay wasn't that bad. But realistically, Sonic Generations should have just been called Sonic Fan Service. Which is kind of what Smash Brothers is becoming. The new one. Oh shit. It was like, hey guys, remember these awesome levels? We've redone them so they're not like, so you can relive them. Oh my god, get out of my way. There we go.
Wallace has got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for Orlando.
Yeah, I remember Sonic Generations being not that bad. I don't know about Forces. I heard it's like, it's a functional game, which is more than half the Sonic games. It's like, if there's not a game-breaking glitch, I feel like there's already like a certain level of review score could be given. Where it's like, if there's not some sort of game-breaking glitch in it, then it's already better than half the Sonic 3D games. There are like 10 different versions of Green Hill Zone. Yeah. In Forces? Because like I don't remember ever seeing a Green Hill Zone in Forces. I don't know. I like the idea that they finally made fan fiction real with like being able to create your own Hedgehog. How many people who've been like drawing Sonic fan art for years just like openly masturbating to the idea of like you can finally make your Sonic fan art character like real life and play as him. I wonder if that's a thing. Do you imagine if there's like some cringy YouTubers who used to do that shit, who like make Sonic fan art, and they were able to do it in real life, where like that's part of the canon for their fan character now? Oh, throughout the series? Yeah. I wouldn't doubt it, honestly, in a single game, if they did it in a single game. But yeah, Green Hill Zone is always like we're gonna do that. Like that's if every Mario game just did Bob on Battlefield. It's like, welcome to Mario Odyssey. Here's Bob on Battlefield 2017. Balls. But yeah, do you imagine that there's people who did like Sonic fan art and then they made a 3D version of that character in Sonic Forces and then started playing in it like as like a YouTube thing? I imagine there's got to be something out there of someone who's made a fan art Sonic character. and yeah, they made it in the game, and it was like, yeah, I finally made the character. This is my true character. His name is Bolt, and he's actually faster than the original Sonic, and he wears the sunglasses from Gurren Lagann. OC the game. It really is. It's like, and this is his story. Like, you can finally have like an interactive version of their story. That's really what that should be. That, you know, honestly, that's what they should just do with Sonic games now. Like, okay, you can make different variations of Sonic Mania. Like, okay, like the 3D world thing didn't happen, but if you're gonna do 3D worlds, you know, don't even make it like a Sonic game. Just literally start off with, okay, here's a Sonic template. Now add some like radical stuff. Here's a skateboard and some sunglasses and a backwards hat. You can create your own Sonic. Oh God! Speaking of people getting tackled, you can create your own Sonic fan character, and you can live out your like that should really be Sonic games by now. Like that's how you probably get some people to buy the games. Or it's like, okay, live out your OC fantasies in a video game, and then you can post it on YouTube as canon. Welcome to Sonic the Hedgehog Maker. You can make your own levels and have your character go through it. It'd probably be better than the crap that they try sometimes. If I had to be completely honest. Sonic is a knight and he has a sword. Why? But it'd be much easier if it was like, this is my OC character. He used to live in medieval times, and he carries a sword, and he's actually a knight of the Round Table for King Arthur. And it's like, okay, this doesn't seem as bad. It's just weird. Fuck Sonic. Sega should just make furry games and sell all the way out. They really should. Just... They've made enough female and male Sonic characters that they could just sexualize more. And it's like, yeah, just I don't think it's almost like an untapped market. I don't know if it's growing or not, but it's like an untapped market of dealing with. It's like, listen, furries need their own game too. There's no game out there that specifically panders to furries, and Sonic the Hedgehog is the perfect brand to do it with. Oh shit!
Now, that was an incredible reverse throwdown right there. Tremendous body control.
I remember. Oh God, now I really want to find it again on YouTube. The Sonic Shorts, because I think it used to be a Newgrounds thing. They might have just moved it, because I know it's on YouTube, or at least it should still be on YouTube. But I think it was originally on Newgrounds. They had like a series of shorts that they made for Sonic, and like there was a lot of like fun little things that shorts that people had made. And I remember there was one thing where it was like an animation of a guy talking about making your own Sonic like fan character. He's like, here's how you make your Sonic fan character. He's like, first thing you do, you take Sonic, and then you add some hair, some cool sneakers, and maybe some sunglasses, and then you ask, and like the word beg has been like scratched out, and he's like, and then you ask a DeviantArt artist to draw your new awesome Sonic OC character, and you give him some cool awesome name, like Sinos. He's Sonic spelled backwards. It was amazing. I wish I could find that video again. I gotta find it in the shorts, in the Sonic shorts, because they were fun. Hey, Lee Mayberry with a rare inside shot.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
Yeah, I think that's what's keyed this run, Clark, because they're keeping the ball moving. Defense hasn't been able to set up.
There was actually a Sonic short that I'm trying to remember. There was a couple of them that were really funny. There was like one that was like legitimately only like 4 seconds long, maybe 5 seconds, and it was Big the Cat just standing in the Chow Garden with one of the chows. I think they're called. I don't know if they're called KOs. In 15 years, I don't remember if they're called chows or KOs. I always thought they were just chows. But, you know, KO, chaotics, who knows. But he's just sitting next to a chow who's got, like, this derpy smile on his face, and Big the Cat's just standing there. And he's got, like, the ring over his head, and then Big the Cat just takes the ring from above his head and just eats it. And then the chow just looks at him in horror. Yeah, Newgrounds Sonic. Oh, my God. I haven't been to Newgrounds in forever. That was like pre-YouTube shit right there. Newgrounds and E-Bombs World. That's where you'd find your shit. That's where all the best animations were Newgrounds. People who just didn't really give a crap about like making money. They just wanted to make something stupid. Hey. All right, we could just slow this down a little bit. See if we can find something. We'll just take a shot. Oh. Oh my God! I thought I got a hand in the face too. The hell happened? Oh well. Still won by 4. Oh my God. I just saw something pop up on my Twitter feed of the Castlevania thing. But they've reworded it to just say, "What a horrible night to be Luigi." Like, God damn. Oh man. YouTube before money, yeah, really. Oh, I guess the song just ended before we got to that. I forget who I was just looking at, but yeah, there was like I remember watching a video literally like yesterday about some of like the OGs of YouTube, and just it's one of those things where it's like, whatever happened to these guys? And like so few of them ended up like finding ways of keeping their audience. Is this really the first time we've won 5 games in a row? I guess we got really close up here before we somehow lost to the 76ers. We won 4 in a row. I guess, to be fair, we haven't done too bad. We lost like 3 in a row there, but then we won 3 in a row. Then there's 3 in a row. There's 3 in a row. So yeah, we've had a lot of streaks. We just haven't had an impressively long streak. 24-5. It seems like the Lakers are missing somebody. They're only in 88. I feel like someone might be hurt. Derek Coleman. Oh. My client thinks that you're trying to be the worst general manager in the history of the league. Derek Coleman does not want to work with them anymore. And you're pissing off Tom Gugliotta because you have 2 guys who are both like 85s. I honestly wouldn't know who to pick between them. I'd probably... Oh, man, I don't know. I'd probably go with Coleman, honestly, over Gugliotta. Even though he's like just a year or 2 younger. I'd probably go with that. But yeah, none of them are getting like time because neither one of them can play small forward or center. So, you know, neither one of them could take Juwan Howard's spot, and neither one of them could like maybe be a backup for Shaq and be a 6th man. I forgot I got Bill Laimbeer as an assistant coach. That's great. I like that. I like Bill Laimbeer as our assistant coach. You know what? Honestly, Bill Laimbeer as our assistant coach now makes the point where Tim Duncan was just like tackling the parts where Tim Duncan was just tackling Alonzo Mourning. It really is one of those things that if you played that back, if that happened in real life, it'd be like, man, why did Tim Duncan just flat out like just bowl over Alonzo Mourning? And it's like, oh, Bill Laimbeer is the assistant coach. He probably taught them how to do that shit. Well, there you go. A couple of games in with that. I don't know what I want to play after this, honestly. I might play some MLB The Show. That might be good. Just trying to look around and see what I want to do. I could play some Madden. I don't know what I'd do with Madden. I don't want to like start like a series or anything just because there's just nothing. Like I was expecting a little bit more, but I don't know. I'll figure it out here in a sec. But I'll at least end this part here for you guys and say thanks for coming in and watching this. I feel like I still got to do maybe just a little bit of something before I call it a day, because like I said, I mean it's like 7 a.m. but I did take a nap, so I'm not really tired. Might as well try to do something. But there you go. Like I said, I don't know how much longer I'll do this. It really comes down to what pops up in the next couple of months with 2K19. Like I said, I'm going to check out the historical draft classes to see how those work and if they work a little bit better than... oh, God, I'm trying to remember where it's at. Yeah, because, like... Why is it not even... Oh, there it is. Like, I think these are pretty good. But I feel like if we go down far enough, we'll probably end up hitting something that's going to be... Wow, really? Ron Artest was 99? I didn't know that. This actually is a pretty hype... This feels like a pretty hype draft class, to be honest. Like, it's a lot of like pretty decent guys. No one who's like, oh my god, these guys are amazing. But like, yeah, Richard Hamilton, Elton Brand. I don't think Steve Francis did much, but Andre Miller's all right. Lamar Odom, Baron Davis. Baron Davis is solid. Jason Terry's all right. Then you got Ginobili, Sean Marion, Kirilenko, Artest, Corey Maggette. A lot of people who ended up playing for like the Pistons and the Lakers. There's a lot of Pistons and Lakers in here. But yeah, I'll see what I'll do after this, but I'll at least call it good for this, for you guys here. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you very much. I greatly appreciate you continuing to watch. And like I said, when different mods and stuff come out, I'll definitely get in the PC version of 2K19. So depending on what comes out, we'll see what happens to this. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm honestly excited for this game with how many different things that they have talked about. In the My League thing, I'm really excited about trying out My League. So, Sharif and Friends will live on, but the question is if Sharif and Friends lives on in 2K14 or if we reboot Sharif and Friends on 2K19. That's realistically where it's at. Sharif and Friends, I refuse to let Sharif and Friends die. Because I enjoy it and I think it's cool. But I would honestly love the things that have been built past this. Like, there's a lot of things here, like playing whole games. Like, I can't just jump into a game like this. They started adding that in, I think, like 2K17? Might have been 16, but I'm pretty sure it was 17 when they added, like, jumping into games. Like, that is something I would love to have. Then I could really jump into more games like I did when I did my XBA thing. But, yeah, there's a lot of things in the newer NBA games I would like to have and do this same thing with, just with the nice kind of updated stuff. Not that I don't enjoy this game, but we'll definitely see what happens when 2K19 releases. But yeah, like I said, thank you. And if you're watching this on YouTube, thank you very much. And I will see you next time.